Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Cinema.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at Rats of Wistar.
This is a new game from Danilo, Sabia and Simone Luciani, published by Cranio Creations.
It plays from 1 to 4 players in 90 minutes.
This is going to be a first impressions of one of our most anticipated games from Spiel. You have only played it once.
Yes.
I have played it 2 times. I might do like a tentative rating at the end. You're probably not going to do a rating at all. So we're just going to jump right into it, I think.
Yes.
Yes. So first of all, Rats of Wistar is a game. It has a theme.
Yeah.
We don't look too deeply into themes. Like there was a wall of text on the beginning of the rulebook. And I was like, I don't want to read this because it's only a theme. And I don't care about theme. I want to have mechanisms. But basically it is about rats. I think they're escaping from this place called Wistar, which is like a facility they've got experimented on, and now they have brains and can think like human.
So they're like escaped lab rats,
Yes.
basically.
And now you are trying to build up a community and do things to get victory points.
Yes.
Because that's what you do. This game is a worker placement game. You have 3 of these chiefs that you are going to place each round. There are 6 of these main actions. Every time it's your turn, you're going to place one, do the action, and do a bonus action. The power of your action depends on how many workers you have in the area. There's 3 different areas: the farm, the forest, and the underground thing. So some of the puzzle is going to be then to move these around. You can get more of the workers by building beds for them in your underground base. You can dig up here to get more spaces in your base. And you will be getting these invention cards that you can play out to give you abilities, income, and different symbols that you need when you are going into the house, exploring, flipping doors to get resources. You'll be exploring these spaces that will then have missions on them that you can complete, and you'll be able to move around in here and maybe even get some cheese at the end of the game, or maybe not at the end, but you can get points for that at the end of the game. You're going to continue doing that for 5 rounds, so 3 actions each for 5 rounds, and after that the player who has the most points is going to be the winner of Rats of Wistar.
The artwork and components in this game are really nice and whimsical. I love how the little inventions look like.
Yeah.
The tracer beam, you can kind of see that it is made.
Or a
and
tractor
also,
beam.
Well, okay, tractor
Tracer
beam. The
beam.
tracer beam. And you can see here also like a catapult made with like a, what do you call it, the mouse trap.
Yes.
Which I really love. So I really like how this game looks.
Yeah, I love almost everything about the look. Like it gives me that, people said it before, it gives me that Secret of Nim. If you've ever seen that, the animation movie about the rats, it's a good movie. It was scary when you were a kid, but it's a very good movie and it gives me that kind of feeling. And the only thing as I don't like is these door tokens that has like a lot of white on them, because white is not always beautiful in board games.
They look a little out of place in this game.
Yes, and I also same I feel with the back of these and the back of the rats, the guests. I don't think this looks as good as everything else. Like everything is beautiful and like boop, there's like brown things
a little
there.
boring.
So I don't like that. But other than that, it has a very good things, and the quality of the cards are they're kind of thin, but it doesn't matter. You're mostly gonna shuffle them and put them on the board,
Yes.
on the table.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think like everything is nice. Do you agree on the
Yeah,
component
I agree.
quality?
And both the chiefs and the little rat companions, I don't know what they're called, the
Toasts.
the toast rats. I love the looks of them as well.
The game also comes with a rule book with pages and words and pictures. And the first 2 are like this, what was that? Wall of text. I don't know why it's not focusing on this. Wall of text. But the rulebook is, I will say then, it's about 19, 20 pages long. It is 19, it's actually 20 pages long. And there is another rulebook for the solo mode.
Yeah.
So this is only for the base game. It's about then 16, 17 pages of rules. There is quite a lot of pictures. It's laid out like half pages. I think like it explains the rules in a nice way. It felt to me like a very well laid out rule book. I understood everything. The only like there's appendix with many of the symbols and also some of the invention cards. I always love it when there's like these are some of the invention cards. If there's some of them that are not there, you're supposed to understand them. It always makes me feel so stupid when there's a card I don't really understand. It's like, oh, it's there. Nope, I should have understood it then.
Okay.
Yeah, but the rulebook is good. I'm gonna give it a cheese fancy cheese.
Fancy cheese out of cheese.
Yes.
Nice. There is the only player aids in the game are these like reminder of the free actions you can do. There are no other player aids in the game. I have not missed them, but always include them. That makes us happy.
Yeah, the thing, like, there's 6 main actions. Those are pretty simple, and you understand the symbols. Those are pretty simple. Other than that, there's really not that much to understand.
Yes.
And there's only 2 phases. Like many games where I feel like I need the player aids, like, oh, there's 6 phases to the round. Here it's basically you reset and get income, and then you play the actions.
That's
so it's not
true.
that much stuff.
Yeah.
Have we played a game?
Yes, we have played it with 2 and 3.
I played it with 2.
Yeah, I played it with only 3.
Yes.
And the game has taken us about 60 to 70 minutes.
So it's a short game.
Yeah, it is. Shorter than the box says, actually.
Oh, what's the box? It's like 90 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also shorter. Like, and actually, of those, a 2-player game was the longest. It took 1 hour and 12 minutes.
Yeah.
So actually 72 minutes. Sorry about that. We lied. And then the 3-player game took us like 1 hour and 7 minutes.
That is really nice.
So, and that is with 2 new players. I played it before with 2 new players. So that also means that there's not that much problem for AP. Because your brain usually shuts down and goes into AP mode. So I wouldn't say that there's a lot of AP proning in this game.
No, I agree. And as you can see on the board here, also the game is balanced with 2 and 3 and 4. You can see like the wheels have more action spaces on them with more players. There are some rooms that are less things in with more players. No, fewer players.
Yes. So we're going to talk about the game now.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about some things we like and some things that we don't like too much.
Yeah.
The most interesting thing for me
Yes.
is the worker placement and the puzzle around that.
Yeah, 100% agree. I really like that because it turns every round one step. So if I want to do, for example, making more beds,
Yes.
I could probably wait 1 round to do that right now, because next round I will have the opportunity to do so. But since we were now theoretically playing a 2-player game,
Yeah.
I should do it right now, because next round, if we both want to do it, I have to hurry to get there. So I really like that. Both I have to plan for my turn right now with the wheel, but I also can see my future turns. And also I like that you get a little bonus also on that.
I can see my secret turn.
You can see my
and the
next
bonus
turn.
is, you're calling it bonus, but it's really like more actions many of the
Yeah,
times.
that's
Like
true.
playing the cards and doing some of these things feels like very big parts of the game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What I like this as well, but the most interesting part is the workers. I'm going to call these workers, but these are actually called chiefs. But the workers that you place and the puzzle of having them where you want them to be, when you want them to be there. Some of these bonuses, let's say I go here, I could then make 2 beds because I have 2 of these, and then I could move them. So maybe I know I'm going to go and get wood next round, so I can place all over there. But then you go and get wood, and now I can dig, but I don't have any metal, so I want to go over here now, but I have no workers there. But then I have some tokens that you can use to move them around. But this puzzle of getting them, so I will say that playing this and not building enough beds is going to be hard.
Oh yeah.
Because then, or else you will need to have like loads of these to be able to move your rats around. But this, I will say, absolutely for me, is the most interesting part of the game. I like this part of the game absolutely the best. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree.
You can also upgrade your base. You have the beds, and you have the digging action.
Yeah, and those are just good for you. If this was a Uwe Rosenberg game, you would probably have to pay food for them every round. No need for that here. You just have to dig enough spaces for you to put the beds. You can also have some visitor mice come and take up some space. Rats take up some space here, but those are also worth some points or have a special ability, so that is really nice as well.
Yeah, I will say that I feel it's weird that I understand it, but I don't. Yeah, you get quite a few points for building your beds. So basically, this feels like it takes a spot. I understand that, but it feels like if you in Agricola, you built a new worker, here is 5 points.
Yeah.
Like, why am I getting points for doing the thing I need to do to play the game?
Well,
because
both of doing the digging action, making more beds for the rats, takes 2 actions. You have to go to get the wood or the metal, and you have to go to the other space because those are switched on the where you need to have your workers to get that happening. So like building, I usually on my round build maximum like 2 beds around. So I didn't get like the last worker until my last turn, and I went heavy for that. I saw the ones that we played together. You only built 2 beds.
Yeah, and I lost.
And you lost. Well, it's good. I feel like this is a big part of the game.
Yeah. Too big, I will say.
Okay.
Because if you do all this, it's like 30 points. And we might not be good at the game, but we have gotten like 70 points. So almost half of the points are coming from doing the things you need to do to play the game.
Oh, yeah.
Because like 4 I understand is up to 7 and it jumps to 11 and to 16. So the last 2 are getting more points. So those are probably going to be more for points. But I think it's weird that you're getting so like, not weird, but it's not like this is a thing you're going to do.
Yeah, like, because the other big part of the game is getting the resources to build these cards. You have these simple inventions and these, I don't call it advanced inventions. I'm going to call them that now.
Actually.
And you need resources for that, but also they have some prerequisites. That is a hard word. So, which means that, for example, to build this card right here, I need a card with a yellow symbol from before.
Yeah, and you also need actually here to discard one of your tiles that you have already built.
Okay, so that one was a bad example, but you can get a lot of abilities and also points from that as well, but I don't think you can do like only the cards alone. I think you have to do some of this as well.
Yeah, because you need the workers. If you don't have the workers, you're not going to be able to do anything.
That's true. You have to be like a master of moving them around,
And I will say that when we start talking about this, I like them, but we're also then going to come into the parts of the game that I don't like too much, which is layers and layers of randomness, which we usually are not huge fans of. And we're going to start with this because, as you said, there are the symbols. And for example, here I need to get 3 of these symbols. I have to randomly get those symbols. Luckily, there's jokers. You can get jokers here and there, but they're also not easy to get. You can get 1 here for a bonus action. That's the only thing you do. Or you can pay 3 resources for 1, which is also a lot.
Yes.
So it means that if you want to play this game, if you get this card early on, like randomly you draw it, or you're probably not going to pick it because it needs 3 of these. So if you randomly have that, it's going to be a good card. If you don't have that, it's going to be a nothing card. So many of the cards in the game feel kind of like, for example, the first time I played. I got a card in the beginning, I was like, oh, this is really cool. Every time I play a card with a brain, I'm going to get to do this action. And I saw 1 card with a brain the whole game. So I was like, okay, that's fun. So it feels very, do you agree with me? Like it feels, the symbols on that feels kind of random if you get what you want or not. It's basically more like do the best with what you have. You can't like, oh, this turn I'm going to try to go for these symbols because...
Yeah, I agree with you. I like that the market refreshes at the end, so that cycles through it a little bit. I enjoy that, but there's a lot of cards here, so you can have like be lucky or unlucky depending on what's available, and sometimes you can have things that you could have matched with something, but you don't have the prerequisite to get it. I like that you have ways around it, but it's a little luck element in all stacks of cards, so yeah.
Yeah, and more here with the symbols, I feel like. So now we're going to talk about the exploration part, which is like half of the board, and also my least favorite part of the game.
When you are doing an exploration action, you have, for each worker that you have, you get movement points or like exploration points. And you can use them either to open a door and you get a random benefit from that. You can move into another room.
And you remove the door so that it's open now for the rest of the game.
Other people doesn't need to remove the door again. And then if I moved into this space, for example, I could turn this around. That costs 1 exploration point. And then I can also use my exploration point to take this visitor rat into my little home.
Yes. And all those are random. So when you flip a card, you are going to get a random bonus as well. And when you take this, they're going to be a random bonus. Most of them are going to be one or two resources, or one or two movement tokens,
Yeah.
or a card.
Yeah.
So that is what you're going to get. It's not like one is 7 resources and one is
No,
1.
well, that's
It's
fine.
not that, and that is okay. I think a bigger problem is the random rats. Like you're taking a rat, and for example, this one is going to be 0 victory points. It's going to give you a medal, and every round is going to give you a medal.
Yeah.
So that is good, I guess, in the beginning of the game. It's fine.
No, I have had very much trouble fitting all the things that I wanted in my home. That when we played it, I will not have spent my space on that rat if I could have chosen.
Yeah, so those feel kind of more of if you have space after you have built the things that gives you many points. Because none of these mice, like some of them are giving a few points, but I think like 3, 4 might be the best.
Yeah. What I like though is that there are better things in the cellar. You have like these with the brown backside in the top floors, and you have these silver ones or gray ones in the cellar. So some things of the randomness is eliminated there.
Yeah. But still, this is going to be 1 point and 2 of each resource, which is good because that let you play a card if you get to play it.
Yeah.
But it's also taking up a space which you could have used for a bed, which is going to give you more points. But it's so points is of course not only not the only thing that you get good things for. The other thing are the missions, which I don't like.
Yeah. They are also random where they are placed.
Yeah.
And there are not that many in the
Which
game.
is a good game.
So you can be like, okay, it's fairly logical to think that I will find the card that I know that will give me points for all the symbols in this one color that I've collected, for example. But then you have to go look for it. And, well, this whole process of exploring this house just feels underwhelming to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel rewarding enough.
Great way of saying
it. One of the main things that you want to do in this house is to complete these missions so that you can upgrade your player board. And this feels like, when I first saw it, I was just like, okay, when I do this early on, my beds will be super cheap. I will try to make that happen. And I got this in like last round, and I've built all my beds. I'm just like, what?
Because to be
how?
able to do that, you need to first or more people, if more people do it. But let's say I want to do it, because I could do like one explore and take away this, and another one can go in and open it. That's okay. But it takes 3 exploration points to open the door, go in and flip the card.
Yeah.
And then you randomly need to have the things that you need for the card. For example, this one, there's one you can do that takes 2 metal. That's always open. But another one here you cannot take before the people have taken this one, which you need 2 eyes. Let's see, is there any eyes? No. I just have to randomly wait until those arrive, because you cannot use the tokens, jokers for them as well.
I don't like that you can't use the jokers inside the house, because that makes it almost impossible. Let's flip some of these around and say, okay, here you need 3 blue or 3 yellow. That is like, you can build a lot of cards, no problem, but it's hard to achieve some of these.
Because it's random.
Yeah. And the bonus doesn't seem that good either.
Nope.
Like the electricity you get here, if you have 4 whole white symbols, that is a lot to have. And that, like, it is a prerequisite and maybe 2 points.
Yes.
And that's it.
And you get to upgrade something, so you can get like a little upgrade.
But that feels like this feels like the main, like, nugget that you get, like the main...
Yeah, and it's hard to get to do it because there's so many steps. And if you use all your actions, all your rats up here to go and explore, then you're not getting wood, you're not getting metal, you're not building the beds to get more of them.
Yeah.
And if you do all this building up first, and you're doing this late in the game, and these are not that interesting, so it's kind of... Yes, I like a lot of this, and I don't like a lot of this.
Yeah.
So I think like that is the basic thing. Wait, and who is it for? I think it's a medium game.
I agree. It feels fairly simple in rules, but there are a lot of symbols and things to keep track of, and you are always short on resources no matter what, so medium is fine. Yeah.
I think if you don't mind the luck, I think you're going to like this game quite a bit. I think that this worker placement thing is very fresh and feels new.
Yes.
So if you don't mind the luck things we talked about, and you like a worker placement game with some new stuff in it, with a twist, from last year, worker placement game with a twist, I think you will like this. So should we do like some final first impressions, basically?
Yes.
I think most of people will understand what they're going to be, but many people skips right to this part. So, bye! No, yeah. Okay, before we go into that, of course, if you are new here and you haven't done so already, you can help us out in a big way by giving us a victory point.
Yes, and we get victory points when you click that subscribe button down there. You can also click the bell to get notifications every time we post a new video.
And now, first impressions, final thoughts thingy for Sunniva for Rats of Wistar.
My first impression of the game is like right after we played it, I thought like, okay, yeah, that was a fun game. And then we talked about it, and I realized that going back to the game again, I was just like, okay, I have to try to do this.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. It seems boring and too random for me. But I think it's a shame, because I really think that the action wheel is super clever, and I want it to be like, I want another game to be built with this mechanism. I think it's really clever. Gives me like the same feeling that I get when I play like the wheel from Woodcraft or the action selection from Tiletum, for example. I think that is really clever. But the other things, I like the other things. I think they're nice, but a little too random and a little underwhelming for me.
Yeah. I agree like with everything you just said. Like, I think it's a fun game, and I have fun while I play it, and that's the thing. I did not sit there being like frustrated too much about the luck, which I often get. So I like many things about the game, and I just would have liked it to be better. And I've seen people like online be like, oh, you can just flip the things around, and I don't understand why they're hidden.
No,
I don't understand.
I don't get it.
Because it's hard enough. Like, you could have still gotten the bonus by unlocking the card, and now somebody can use it. But I don't understand why, especially the missions are hidden. I don't mind the doors being hidden. I don't understand why the rats and the cars are hidden. It's just like, it's for the feel. I feel like it's for the theme, like a feel of exploration, but it detracts from the game and makes it less of a medium strategy game and more of a really cool mechanism with luck. And that is going to be my final first impressions as well. If I were to rate it now, it would be very hard. It would have been either a 6.5 or a 7.
Yeah.
Because I think that it's like a 6, as we said in our video where we talked about this, is like above average. I think this is better because of this, much because of this. And I'm unsure if it would land on a 7 or a 6.5 for me. I think it's a good game. It's not, I don't think I'm like ready to let it go yet. I would like to play it again.
Yeah.
But I don't know when, because I don't know when I will choose to play this game. So I think that is going to be the end.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope you get some feeling, or got some feeling about the game and what we felt about it. And maybe it gives you some feelings about how you might feel about it as well. And that's going to be the end of this video that you've been watching right here. I'm Johannes.
I'm Sunniva.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.